Hello, my name is Tanya, and I'll be the MBLEX Study Buddy. I'll be your MBLEX Study Buddy, so I hope that works out. A little bit about me. I wanted to do an intro, and I told my Facebook group, MBLEX Study Group, that I was thinking about doing a YouTube video to maybe do like a live study session of sorts, kind of more geared. I know that there's a lot of students out there who have graduated and they may have taken the test and failed it, much like myself, which obviously doesn't make you feel good. I know it feels like some people take it harder than others. For me, it was a personal journey that I struggled with a lot, because whenever I failed that test and I saw that fail, it was just like I felt defeated and I felt so sad, and I felt, like maybe I shouldn't be in this field. But through a lot of support from friends and family, and actually, believe it or not, from clients who continue to call me wondering where I'm at, I'm now starting to study for my MBLEX again and give it another try. So I'm in the same boat as a lot of people. I'm sure I'm not the only one, and I won't be the last one who's ever failed that test. The MBLEX, a little bit of insight into it. They pull from thousands of sources to create their test questions, and they also have, I think whenever I looked it up, I think it was like 1,200 questions, different questions that they could ask you. So you really need to know this information inside and out, and that'll also cut down on the anxiety, and you'll have a lot more confidence to answer your questions with a little bit more speed. You do have 100 questions. There is probably, I think it's 15% of it. Yeah, that is ethics, boundaries, and laws, which is part of that. And you only have about an hour and a half to answer all of those questions. So what I'm using is some tools, and I'm going to go through the tools that I'm using. That way, within the next week or so, if you guys want to, you can have the same tools that I'm working out of. So whenever I post other videos, you can go to that exact page number and look at exactly what I'm seeing, and you can also post comments or questions in the comment section. I hope you guys give me feedback. Any feedback is good, be nice, but this is my first video, but anything that I can do to help you, let me know. I was thinking about doing some flashcards, maybe making up some flashcards for different things, but just to let you know, I am going to be working out of the David Merlino's MBLEX test prep book, this guy right here. This is what I will be using to talk to you and study with you, and I will let you know that I'm on page 27 looking at this, and let's do the crossword puzzle together, whatever. But we have a lot of things that we're going to go over, and since I have printed out the FSMTB's, it's like a study guide. It's on their website, and it's like an outline for what all's on the test. And as you can see, I have some notes to some references for my books that I can go back and kind of read over some chapters. But also, if you order the MBLEX book off of Amazon, there is an add-on that you can add for like $3 or $4, I think it was, and this is the origin and insertions, front and back. It's laminated. It's so nice. You can use a Expo marker and mark all over it. So these are some tools that I'm going to be using. I will be starting with a client assessment, reassessment, and treatment planning, because that is 17% of your test, or well, my test too, but it is 17% of the test. We'll go with that. So that'll be my first video that I'll work on, and I also want to tell you that I use a Sharpie, and I use a Sharpie to mark out all of the wrong answers and leave the right answer available. That way, whenever I reread the question, I can associate this word or this thing with this question and understand what it's asking me. because like many of you, I deal with a lot of anxiety, and I also have dyslexia, so I have that going for me too. That's lots of fun. I often get things completely backwards. I switch them around all the time. So for me, this is a really good way to study and be able to associate certain things with one thing instead of second guessing and going with the wrong thing because I'm constantly getting things switched up. So that's a little tip from me. I don't know if you all deal with that too, but hopefully that is something that will help. And also a highlighter. What I use a highlighter for is for whenever I'm in a book, like reading a book or I'm doing something, I'm having a particularly hard time processing or understanding something, I will highlight it and go back and I will study it even more, so that I'm not taking a lot of time to work on one thing when I have also ADD, so that's prohibits me from really focusing on something for a very long time. So I will highlight it and I will go back to it whenever I have some more time. So this is a little bit about me, and I look forward to being your MBLEX Study Buddy. And if you want to, you can subscribe to my channel, and I'll probably there's probably going to be 10 or 20 videos. There's a lot of information to go over. And please, please, please know that if you are taking your test soon, try not to stress about it. I know that that has never worked in the history of, saying things to anyone ever, but try to keep a positive mindset. Put a big smile on your face. Know that you got this. You will pass. I have every confidence in the world that you will pass. You want to know why? Because you're a healer, and you are meant to be a healer. And the only thing that's going to stand in the way is this test, and you're going to get it. You're going to pass it. And if you don't, I will be here for you to help you study again.